Good morning, Internet. The doctor is in. I'd like to remind everyone again that Cats of War 2 is out this week. It'll be exclusively on Amazon for Kindle, free for Kindle Unlimited, and it will also be available in print. For all original tales of military fantasy and military science fiction featuring cats and cat people engaged in brutal combat. I could spend all day singing the praises of this collection of original fiction. Instead, I will turn this over to a bit of a celebrity reviewer. Everybody, of course, I will remember Shermer High School's most infamous graduate, Ferris Bueller. He says, "I bought it. Incredible. One of the best performances of his career. I never doubted it for a second. How could I possibly be expected to handle living without reading a book like this? This is my second Doc Swift book this year. It's getting pretty tough coming up with new excuses so I can keep reading. If I go for 10, I'm probably going to have to barf up a lung, so I'm glad Doc made this one count. The key to reading a book like this is not to hold it in your clammy hands." That's just good non-specific reading advice. A lot of people will tell you that a good plastic book cover is the best remedy, because if you get an angry librarian, you can wind up in a doctor's office. That's worse than not reading at all. You fake a stomach cramp, and while you're bent over, moaning and wailing that you need more time to read, you wipe off your palms. It's a little childish and stupid, but then so is not reading Cats of War 2. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and read a great book once in a while, you are missing out. You won't be persecuted for this. It's not like with European socialism. I mean, really, what's the point? If you're not European and you don't plan on being European, who gives a crap what the socialists think? They could be fascist anarchists and it still wouldn't change the fact that they also love Cats of War 2. It's not that I condone fascism, or any ism for that matter. Isms, in my opinion, are not good. A person should not believe in an ism. They should read Cats of War 2. I quote John Lennon, "I don't believe in Beatles, I just believe in Cats of War 2. A good point there. After all, he was the walrus. I could be the walrus, but then it'd be harder to turn the pages in Cats of War 2. So, everybody, I'd like you to join me in thanking Ferris Bueller for coming by, taking time out of his busy schedule, maybe, to read Cats of War 2 and offer his thoughts. A little bit non-specific. He didn't go into any details on any of the stories, so I'll do that myself. The first story is a new tale of the Cat Space Empire. In this story, a roach space hive intrudes into Cat Space Empire territory, and they send in their elite strike teams to deal with the threat. The next story takes place on an alternate Earth, which will be familiar to readers of Cats of War and Frogs of War, my previous collections. This is a world without humans, and animals are reenacting the course of history with their own particular takes because of their animalistic nature. These are all anthropomorphic animals. In this case, we look at the Battle of Gettysburg, and the story is called Charge of the 20th Maine Coons. So if anybody remembers the Battle of Little Round Top, where the 20th Maine charged down at the 15th Alabama, we're going to see what happens when it's not humans involved in that battle. The next story is called Sealy Team Hex. This is a supernatural special operations team that is tasked with preventing people from digging up old dead gods and freeing them to wreak havoc on the modern world. In this story, they first have to deal with a cult in South America trying to reawaken a Mayan jaguar god, and after that mission, they are sent to Egypt to deal with somebody who is already loose. So they're already against the wall, and it turns out that the deity they are dealing with is an ancient Egyptian god who is known for association with cats. And the final story is a new Warpiper novella. In this one, the cat people are being invaded by the rat people, and because the rat folk have innovative tactics, the cat folk don't know how to repel the invasion. They're being wiped out, and they go to the Warpiper for aid because he's got flame-throwing magical bagpipes. But can even the war piper, with all his military tactical acumen, turn the tide against this invasion? You'll need to read the novella to find out. Again, 4 all original tales of military fantasy and military science fiction, featuring anthropomorphic felines in savage combat. I hope you'll give it a look. I will post a link as soon as I have the link. And that's all I have for today. Thank you. The Doctor is out.